Welcome back, everybody, to another podcast this week. Once again, I am joined with the lovely Jane Fyffe here. How you doing today, Jane?
I'm not too bad. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic, honestly. Today, we thought we would come to you guys, talk to you about some things happening on FoodTribe that are rather exciting, and just general FoodTribe talk. Hope you guys enjoy it. First off, should we talk about John Coleman's contest going on? That's rather exciting.
Yeah, right now there's not exactly a deadline. He wants to make sure to have time to get his up, so everybody needs to keep posting.
Oh, no, John, that could go on for another month or so now.
Oh, I know. I'll be on him, though.
Oh, yeah, we won't let him rest, y'all. I guarantee it. We have a tendency to help push this stuff along because, as anybody knows, he has a tendency to forget about things. So, including his own contests and challenges.
Well, figure out how to remember working the stove.
Well, yeah, and if that's another thing. If y'all know John Coleman, he don't actually cook a lot. I think he only, honestly, I think he only cooks when there's these kind of challenges going on.
I think
some of that's loosely cooking. If y'all remember the one chorizo thing, it never made it past the chorizo being in a skillet, basically. So, just saying.
Well.
I am curious to see what he's coming up with because I have loosely got a few, I don't want to say necessarily hints because that might be a bit overstated, but he has something planned and it does kind of have me concerned. I'm not sure. So I don't know if you've heard anything or not.
Well, I kind of have, but I've been sworn to secrecy.
Uh-oh. That makes me more scared. I do got to say, though, okay, I'm going to get into this right away. Mad props. That cake you done, the lovely Zara, was beautiful. And I think as the post shows, FoodTribe absolutely loved that.
Well, thank you. I tried my best. I'm not a cake decorator at all, so it was a very hard, long road for me on that one.
Well, I'm sure the rest of FoodTribe would agree with me on this one that looking at that cake, you wouldn't know you wasn't a cake decorator because it looked pretty spot on to me, and I'm sure the rest of the tribe would agree with me.
Well, that's great because I wouldn't mind to try a little bit more in actual decorating of them. So,
well, with how good that one looked, I would definitely encourage you to go for it because if that's your first real attempt, as you kind of led on to be, that I think you got a fantastic chance of doing, outrageously good things. So,
hey, that'd be a nice change of job.
Wouldn't it? Cake decorator now. So,
yeah, there's always weddings.
Hey, there's a lot of business in it if you know what you're doing. My aunt was a professional cake decorator for 30 some years. I mean, you can make a living at it if you're good at it, so I know on my end, I want to go ahead. I know he's probably going to watch this. Just for the people out there, real quick side note, it is Thursday, June 10th at the recording of this. So, you're going to watch this a little bit later on, but you'll have a reference point to, what we're talking about. So if anything happens in time, maybe it'll help line up where this falls a little better, just so there's no confusion when it airs in a few days. I want to give mad props to Robin Ho for the little tribute to me, the MacDougF burger. I know Robin usually watches these. I was honored and truly touched to it. I thought that was fantastic. There's something to this with, being a part of FoodTribe. It's one thing to always talk to people and comment with people and have that interaction, and some of it's kind of personal, and it gets you into heart and soul sometimes. But when sometimes these challenges like this one especially has come along, and you're doing a tribute to somebody. I don't know about you, Jane, but to me, I don't ever expect to be a part of it. I mean, I plan on doing something for somebody, but honestly, I never expect somebody to do something for me. And so when Robin done something like that, it's still weird to have that. But I got to admit, it is a fantastic feeling.
Well, that's like the dish of, oh, I'm going to butcher his name again. I know I am. Ben Collini, you done for me. That was just so much mad love. And it just almost literally tore me up. And then all the comments and everything else along with it.
Yeah. I seen that one, of course. And sorry, little hiccup there. And I was impressed to read that. How he wrote that article up was very, very touching and heartfelt. I was even at the end of it going, oh, and yeah, and then that's the other thing, when you get a tribute or something done to you, or for you, I should say, it is weird to take because I don't see myself as anything special. I'm just a guy posting on FoodTribe, and so to get that tribute is fantastic. I'm very appreciative. I am very awkward about it too because I'm like, what have I done? But then the real love comes through in the comments, and there has been so many comment threads that you do, as you said, you are so heartfelt inside of them when you're reading what people really think and they're telling you, and it warms your soul. I'm literally lost for words, so I'm going to leave it at warms your soul. I don't know.
I think that sounds pretty good. I'd go with that.
Yeah, it truly does make you feel special. And that is a glorious thing about FoodTribe is you guys come together and, not just me and Jane but everybody. Today, the Fyffe posted the thing for Fulana. The Fulana is actually what it's called.
Oh, and really? I have not had a chance to see this yet. I just got off work and have not been able to check anything.
Fair enough. I'll fill you in. It is a pastry, and it has crab meat and tuna and all kinds of stuff. It's made up more like a little pie, but she calls it her pastry, and it's in love of that Fulana, our food burglar, loves pastries. Of course, we all know that if you have a pastry, she's going to steal it. That's just what happens. And she is a fan of tuna and crab meats and stuff like that, her seafoods. So Fyffe put all this stuff into one big pastry for Fulana. And it was really cool because it was a very well done tribute to our friend Fulana. And she loved it. And then there again, reading through the comments, people spilling out the love for her. And it like I said, even when you're reading it for someone else, it is just that, I don't know, you realize you're part of a very special community that is not your typical things like Facebook or whatever other social medias are out there. But it does bring it to that very close-knit kind of family feel.
Well, that's it, and some people don't realize how much time we spend with some of these people. I can list most of the countries that these people are from and different just little odd and quirks,
Mm-hmm. Well, that's it. We get to know each other really well. Going back to Zara, prime example. I talk to Zara almost every day, if not every other day. So I've spent a lot of time with her, and I know you have too. And she's everywhere in comments, even on Discord. So she's very easy to talk to, and your description of her is very true. She's just a lovely person. She really is. My own. For any a bit of a backstory, real fast. Anybody who don't know, it's been what, probably 6, 8 months ago, maybe even longer. I honestly forget, y'all. I done a little tribute, as I said, when I done the tribute to John Coleman. I believe, and nobody's challenged me so much, tribe coins are still safe, that I was the first to actually name a dish after a food triber. And that was the original Juicy John burger. Well, when I done that tribute, I redone it, and I officially named it the Sir Juicy John burger now because it's bigger, better, the whole bit. And it is that very, as I said, a nice burger for a nice guy. John is a very nice guy. He is so much fun. He is just so easygoing. He takes jokes very well. He gives some jokes pretty well too, and you want to work in that personality of somebody. He loves cheese. That's why that thing was loaded with cheese. And of course, we all know his obsession with chorizo. So we, have to be there. And when you know these kind of details about people, it makes that thing more personable. And I believe that little bit more special, maybe. Kind of like you would.
That's kind of what makes it hard sometimes making the dish. You want to get all the best things to combine, but you also got to worry about, this ain't going to go wrong, is
it? Yeah. Well, there is that. You do worry that I'm going to put this out there and either it's going to be horrible or there's going to be so much, especially for some of us who do interact a lot outside of FoodTribe. There may be so much inside stuff involved in it that no one else understands it, But I have loved this challenge. I am really hoping that the rest of y'all jump in, pick a food triber that you really, I don't know, inspires you or you're really friendly with, or I don't care what the reason, but if you have that one that you like a lot or just whatever, like I said, the reason, jump in, do something for them on this challenge. I have done the Sir Juicy John burger. I actually do have another person in mind. I'm glad John's prolonging this because honestly, with the person I have in mind, it's going to be touchy to do properly. And as you said, I want to do it right. And I don't want to halfway. I want to do it all the way and do it properly. So I'm glad because otherwise, actually, the contest would sort of be up by now.
It should have been up yesterday. Yeah, yesterday should have been the last day.
So I'm really glad it has been postponed for a while because, first of all, I'm going to be busy this upcoming weekend, so I probably ain't going to get a whole lot of anything done cooking-wise, much less anything special made up for anybody. So hopefully maybe next week I can get this done for that person out there. I would love to do something for a lot of people. But I would have to cook like every day for the next 2 weeks, just
pretty much. I got one more to get ready to do, and I'm hoping to do that tonight. So.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, excited to see it.
It'll be something new I haven't done before either, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah. Oh, that's always fun when you break into new territory. So And that makes it a little more nerve-wracking too when you decide to step out of your comfort zone and say, like when I done John's, well, making burgers is nothing to me. I mean, that's second nature. So, for the next person I want to do, it may be I might have to step out of mine, and it's like, oh. I do. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. I do know of one FoodTriber who is keeping me updated on one coming. I don't know who it's for. I just know they are working on something. It will be extremely special. That's all I truly know. I ain't even telling you who it is that is telling me this information. But I promise you it will be fantastic. Fantastic.
Well, I did see something in the comments section of one of the posts about something like that. So.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I have no idea when they'll be posting it, but I have been getting regular updates on things as it comes through. In fact, just before I started this podcast, I got a flash across my screen from them stating another stage of it was being completed. So.
Nice.
I know. Dare I say it is kind of fun when you have some behind the scenes info. I know we often talk about things we know behind the scenes and things that happen. I am curious out there, FoodTribe. Do you guys talk to each other and know things that are going on like some of us do? And, is there things that ahead of time behind the scenes or, because you talk to people outside of FoodTribe? Do any of you all have them, kind of conversations? I'd be curious to know. So please let us know. That'd be fun.
A few different FoodTribe people I've released pictures of what's going to be posted to before it comes out. And sometimes it might not even still come out for a few weeks. Because I'm going to say with Philippa, I gave her a picture of my Cuban, and it was literally almost 3 weeks later before I was able to do the post.
Right. There's a handful of people, as many people have probably guessed, we do have a Discord for a certain amount of us that we are in, and I will occasionally throw something up there and kind of give some people a warning as to warning. That's probably not the right term, but anyway, a heads up as to what's coming. Sometimes I'll send pictures or something to specific people and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Sometimes just because I'm so excited, I have to tell somebody. Because I'm sure, Jane, you've been in this before where you get into something and whether it's validation for your idea and what you're doing or just sheer excitement of, hey, look what I'm doing, look.
I know John has seen several things of mine before it's got made into a post.
Yeah. Well, Ramon is one. I have sent Ramon things ahead of time and well, there again, my girl Zara and Amelia Mig. I often send things to them ahead of time and get, opinions or just that, hey, look what I'm doing, look, just because I need to tell somebody. Just tell somebody.
Oh, I understand. There's a lot of people that even seen Zara's cake before I posted it at work, just so I could show it off.
Yeah. Well, I have done that one. I've even sent stuff, texted pictures or something to my mom. Be like, look what I'm doing now, and just because, well, I got to tell somebody. And, it's what it is. So, yeah, we do. Guys, we get just as excited over things. Sometimes nervous. I ain't gonna lie. I have sent pictures or even just been talking to somebody going, I don't know if this is a good idea. I don't know if this is going to turn out. It might get posted. It might not because it might end up in a trash can before it's all said and done.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I just don't even post. But sometimes people still get to see the picture of it. I just, either I have too much going on to worry about it or whatever at the time.
Well, that's it. Something else is, there is always so much food that you guys never see because either it's a hurried night where I just gotta eat. I can't be bothered with how plating looks or pictures even. It's just hurry up, gobble down food because, well, there's stuff to get done. There's stuff that I would have loved to taken pictures of. I would have loved to had for a post, but I had to get other stuff done. Sometimes it's just, just tired. I just don't care. And therefore,
oh, if anybody's worried about if the contest is ending, like he's already tallying everything, just get a hold of me, and more likely I'll know if he's already ending everything or not. So,
yeah, Jane would probably definitely be the better one. She seems to really keep up with these challenges. As many of y'all probably know, she even does posts to remind everybody to go check out these challenges. And some of her reminder posts covers everything from DriveTribe to FoodTribe, and she will compile them all very nicely into one post and link everything. So a lot of you people, if you're in the need of tribe coins even, that's a fantastic way to find out about them because she puts them all in a nice little package for you with links. One-stop shop. You go there, you can hit what ones you want. You know how many tribe coins are on the line. You know what you got to do. She's very good at that. So, yeah, she's probably the one to get a hold of. If you get a hold of me to ask me, give me a little bit and I'll get back to you on that. So, yeah. Feel free, go ahead and ask me, but I'm telling you, she's probably the quicker route. So...
yeah, because either I might already be after him to get it done, or I know when he's waiting until at that point.
Right. So we all, like I said, we all know John moves a little on the slow side. So I know when, if he says, oh, it'll be a 2-week challenge, and I know, well, it's been at least 3. I better write him, So. Which isn't uncommon, y'all. I don't know how many of y'all pay attention to that, but that happens quite a bit, So, yeah, that is. If you don't mind, real quick, I've had this happen, and I am positive you've had because there again, I've read several, posts and stuff. I hope I don't butcher your name. I kind of doubt he's watching this, but if he is. Albert Kupperman? Hope I don't butcher your last name. Anyway, is it just me or is it still weird? A long time ago, if some of y'all remember, I posted my story of how I ended up on FoodTribe. And it started with the story I never wanted to be on FoodTribe to begin with. During that story, Albert hadn't posted. He was still living in the comments and just enjoying FoodTribe from a arm's reach distance, I guess you could say, by there. And it wasn't long after that story, he done a post of being inspired by my story to do his very first post. And I thought that was so touching. And I've had a few instances here and there where people said, hey, you inspired me to make this or try this or do something. And today he done a post and he made some absolutely wonderful looking burgers for dinner. They look great. Props to you. Had a nice bottle of wine for dinner with him, the whole bit. And he said once again that, I inspired him to do this. And the reason it inspired him to do it was because, as he said, my passion for burgers. Everybody knows. I guess I do. I got a reputation. And it goes back to like the tributes where we was talking about. I'm just a guy from Ohio who cooks burgers and steaks and posts them and hopes people likes them. So when people come on and say something like Albert did, that I inspired them, it goes back to that slightly awkward but very heartwarming feel of cool. I'm really glad because of me you tried something. But then at the same time in my head, I'm going, I inspired somebody? Really? Okay. You know. Do you get that too, or is that just me?
Well, actually, it's been a little while now, but I'm definitely not going to try to say the last name. First name, bad enough, Zoltan.
Yeah.
Always the homemade pastas.
Oh, yes.
Made homemade ramen.
Right.
And hoping that I would approve of homemade ramen.
Nice. Like I said, now Albert's not the only one, but with this conversation we've been having, he's the one that popped into my mind. And with it just happening today, I'm sorry, y'all. I had a big old dinner, so I got the slight bit of hiccups going on. I do apologize. But since that post happened today, it's fresh in my mind. And with coming off the tribute food from John Coleman's challenge, it just falls into that same category that, you know, I'm still, I don't know. I still try to figure out how to work that in my head that, you know, I'm an inspiration to anybody. I'm just, you know, I'm glad. It makes me feel really, really good. I don't want to downplay it, but it is weird because that's something I never figured, I guess, out of all this. So
It has to be the best challenge he's thought up. It has just brought around so much support, and it just brought out all the love of FoodTribe.
it did. Although thinking of that, I need to bring this one up. I almost forgot. Natalie. I know it was based off of three people, me, Jane, and John. For people who don't understand, she made a tofu smoothie. I ain't lying. Look, first of all, for the podcast of was it the last podcast of us and John Coleman? Yeah, I think it was based off of the last ones when we got to talk about the first one, tofu, chickpeas, and all that, wasn't it? I think it was. Anyway.
No, I think tofu was in the second half.
Okay, maybe it was. See, y'all, I can't keep track of nothing. Anyway. Anybody who knows us, the three of us especially, I don't like tofu. I know John Coleman don't care for tofu, and I know Jane don't because I've seen the post where she has actually tried it. It didn't go well, from the sounds of it. So the fact that none of us actually like tofu, and Natalie, there again, girl, I'm sorry, I'm not even going to try to say your name because you probably wouldn't like me anymore if I tried it. Anyway, I'm going to butcher it so bad. But she made a tofu smoothie, and I tell you, if anybody could pull that one off, it's her. I want to run away in fear because it's tofu immediately. I ain't lying. But you know what? By the time I got through that post and read what all, of course, she put in with it, I thought, you know what? Especially since she made it, I'd about try that. It still has tofu in it, which worries me. But since it's liquefied and not like the chunks or whatever, you know, I'd almost try it. But you know, a tribute of tofu, okay. But at the same time, I found it very cool. I did. In fact, I had a slight chuckle while I was reading it, while I was smiling, because it was tofu. Really? But then at the same time, I'm like, it's perfect. It really is, especially coming from Natalie.
Well, that's kind of it. I told her I may have to try this.
Maybe I'll let you try it first, and then you let the rest of it.
I'm not putting bacon in mine, though. Oh,
Oh, come on now. Because we know daggone well John Coleman won't try it. We know better than that. I don't know if I'd want John making me a smoothie anyway. Probably got crazy. Anyway. So, but you know, even stuff like that is you know, very touching. Just for the fact that somebody made something, and for me to think, you know, it's outside, they're at their own, or you know, outside of FoodTribe, they're in their own home. And here, even if it is tofu going into a blender with other vegetables, while she was fixing that, you know, they was thinking of us. And just like, you know, I'm gonna butcher your name too, Vincolini. When you done the one for Jane, Robin, when you done the one for me, you know, even like, you know, Felipe doing the one for Fulana. There again, that's what makes FoodTribe fantastic, is that, you know, you are taking your own time and your own resources, and you're spending that moment, well, in some cases, days, working on something for someone you have never met. You know, that's love, really. That is. I don't even know how to describe that, but it is what makes FoodTribe so special at its core.
oh, that's kind of it. I mean, and everybody has really embraced the idea of the challenges. They're throwing up all kinds of awards to these posts and everything else, which is truly amazed me how many people have put out some awards for these.
Yeah. There's a lot of people you normally don't see them give awards. I know you can see who gives awards out, and in some of those, I have seen people who, you know, normally never give awards out, dare I say, and yet here they are, you know, and not just stingily, but freely giving them away, and you know, that says a lot too. It's a very small token, but it is that token that shows. I don't know if I'm probably the weird one in the group, y'all, and I'm willing to accept it. But when you see the posts, well, okay, I'm going to use your cake, Jane, as an example, because if anybody, and I'm sure everybody has seen that post, if you go look at it, just look at it. I mean, but when you see all the awards just lined up, you know, like when certain military people show up and they have all the little, you know, banners on their lapel and all the ribbons and all, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that. You've been decorated, and you know, it's went above likes, it's went above comments. People are giving you that little bit extra, and it's out front, and it does make the post and everything stand out more, and it shows immediately how much love is in there when you see, well, like I said, in your case with that one, all of them lined up. It's just, it's amazing.
Yeah, I think that's my most awarded post yet.
Do you know how many there is?
Last I counted, there was a total of 28.
Oh my goodness. That, yeah, see, y'all, that's what makes FoodTribe great. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot. I don't even know what my highest one is. I think it's only in the teens. So yeah, that's amazing. But there again, an amazing cake for an amazing girl. You know, but yeah, that was cool. So like I said, that's how I see it. It's just that decoration, that extra bit, and it's nice to see that people are letting that flow out and show it. It's really nice.
Yeah, and we appreciate it.
Yes, we do. Don't ever misunderstand that. We do. That's why if you ever give it, I'm going to say thank you. I appreciate it. Something along those lines. Because when you get an award, you get a DM that alerts you, for those who don't know, that, this person has awarded this to you, and, you get a detail of what award and everything. And I always make sure, because it is that special, little extra special thing. And I never want to take it for granted. So anybody who's given me an award for anything knows I always make sure to say thank you at least. In some cases, I've had several of you. I ain't gonna call out any certain people, won't, but there is a few of you out there who love to show love. And I have gotten 3, 4, 5 awards from one person. And you're overwhelmed. You're like, really? And you don't even know how to thank them for it, because maybe it's just me. I don't know. But you just sit there and go, I didn't think it was that good. And okay, thank you,
No, I've had that a couple of times as well.
Yeah.
Well, actually, especially on this cake, I've had multiple people giving me multiple awards.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. It's just like, wow.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to single any one thing out, but the awards are stacked, of course, as most people know. There's 1 coin, 5 coin, 50. Anyway, they work their way on up. And it's the single coin wins are really common. The 5 coin wins are pretty common. But when you get into some of the higher ones, where people are, giving you coins with the award, even if it's, you only get 10 tribe coins, from the award. A lot of times that's costing them far more in coins just to give you that little bit. The one I know the most is like, was it best of the week is award somebody 50 tribe coins, but you got to pay 100 of them to give that 50. And I know there's been a lot of people who's awarded me coins and awards that I know I didn't have a whole lot to begin with. And it's like, really? You didn't have to do that. I really appreciate it. Didn't have to do that. So, and there is that. It does. I love the little award system. I love giving them away. And, I ain't gonna lie, I do like getting them. It's just that little extra show of love. And some of them are very fitting, very fitting.
Oh, yeah.
I think, especially, I'm going to go back to your cake here, Jane. I think the all award got wore out on your post.
Yeah, in the comments section, you just seen all everywhere on comments.
I think everybody's comment had an all award at the bottom of it.
Yeah, I think I wore out that spot on my phone where that's at.
Got a little thin spot in the screen,
Yeah.
I can't say. I mean, even on dude, we're going to butcher it again. Vincellini, however you say his name. We're going to have to get him on here just so we know how to say his name.
Just shorten it down to V.
Yeah, V. We're going to call you V. He's going to love us for that one, because I do know he watches these. Anyway, when he done the tribute for you, there was a lot of alls awarded through that one too. And that's cool. I think that's
there's a few tears with some of them all awards I done.
I don't doubt that, because it wasn't even for me, and I was like, oh,
I know I'm almost starting to sniffle just thinking about
it. And that's great, because I tell everybody, of course, at the end of my post, I love y'all. I do. And I mean that, because this kind of love is shown all the time. It might not always be because of a challenge. It might not always be because, of a certain thing. that love's there all the time, and there's a lot of people we interact with on private bases, and it is that very friendly thing. It's that, I don't know, that friendliness. It's that camaraderie. And when you're on FoodTribe, you still feel that. It's still there. It don't need a special occasion to get showed. It just sometimes bleeds through. But when you do have these special occasions like these challenges, it really rains down. I mean, it really rains down. And that means a lot. It really does. So I also want to bring up, because I noticed you haven't had a chance to post yet. So probably by the time this video goes up, I'm sure you'll probably already be on there. But it'll be possibly buried. I posted today a comment and rate thing on the first food you ever cooked and how old were you? As I put in mine, I honestly can't remember if mine was boxed mac and cheese or a fried egg. I'm going with the fried egg as number one. Could have been boxed mac and cheese. And I was, God, I don't even remember. I was little. So I'm curious as to what you've done. What was James Fyffe's first dish?
That I am really struggling with the idea of which it was. It was probably actually a cheap pack of ramen is probably what it was. Because, of course, then didn't really have microwaves, weren't readily available.
Nope.
When we were young like that. So, as for age, it'd be single digits.
Right. And that is rather fitting that our resident ramenologist's first thing she cooked was ramen. So.
I mean, I did learn to cook squid with my ramen. Does that count?
Well, I mean, hey. That's like Fulana was picking on me. She asked if it wasn't a burger. And I was like, well, that came a little bit later. That required just a touch more trust on the parental part, but it wasn't much later. And I probably fixed my first one when, I was probably single digits. And she was picking on me. That's why I ended up the way I am. And I thought, well, I've had a lot of time to practice, that's for sure. So
I know the first three things I got taught to cook, there was ramen, a fried egg, and I believe a hamburger patty.
Be honest, if you said the first three things I learned, I wouldn't say I'm far from that. Frying an egg was definitely up there. Boxed mac and cheese, just because I loved it so much. The third one probably was a burger, to be honest with you. Because I honestly can't think, I mean, without getting into silliness, like I was making, I guess that would be, I didn't think about that one. As you said, back in the day, microwaves weren't readily available. A lot of stuff was still cooked on a stove. Microwaves were a luxury that wasn't in every home at the time.
Yeah, because TV dinner was usually in the oven if you had an actual TV dinner.
And instant popcorn was Jiffy Pop made on the stove burner going,
I know. We still done the pot where you pour the popcorn in the pot.
Yep, done a lot of that. But I stayed with several friends whose parents done the whole Jiffy Pop, and you'd hear them in there in the big foil bubble, and now my parents were diehard. It was cooked in a pan, about a whole stick of butter and half a shaker of salt, and it probably wasn't the healthiest of popcorn back in the day, but we ate it. So honestly, I made Quaker instant oats, maple brown sugar oatmeal. Now you want to call that cooking? Open up the paper packet, dump it in the boiling water. You had to get your water ratio right because you didn't want it all soupy. And you added your butter and your maple syrup and some brown sugar. There was some stuff that had to be done. But was it cooking? Well, I'll let you all decide that. Let me know. But that would probably be another close one because I did eat a lot of that growing up too. So, yeah. I take it, nope, not in your case, huh?
No, I don't do oatmeal.
Well, any particular reason?
Texture.
Fair enough. Fair
And I
enough.
never grew up on it. I don't recall ever seeing oats even in the house, except for no-bake cookies.
Oh, wow, right?
Yeah, so I don't even think I ever even been exposed to oatmeal until, oh my, as an adult.
Oh, I couldn't imagine that. But me and you have had several conversations where things like that happened. In my house, the oats was sitting right next to the cream of wheat, which was probably relatively close to the thing of grits. So,
And that I haven't had until I was an adult as well.
see, I can't imagine. I grew up oats, grits, cream of wheat. More oats and cream of wheat than grits, but grits were not unfamiliar to me at all. So, yeah, that was my thing back in the day. I don't eat them near as much now as I did back then. I still love it, but I just don't eat as much of it. First of all, I don't eat breakfast anymore, so that cut that out a lot. If I did eat breakfast, I probably would eat one of those three on a more regular basis. So
There you go.
now that's an awful heavy thing to have sitting in your stomach, but I do enjoy it for a dinner once in a while. So maybe I ought to do a post on oats or something. I think I done one once before, way back in the day. I done an oatmeal, but that's before anybody knew who I was, I think. So maybe I ought to do one again. Another idea. So
Yeah, there you go.
all right. Well, is there anything else you want to bring up or talk about or anything?
Um, hmm.
I am pondering while you're thinking. You posted a thing a few days ago, maybe. Everything to me was the other day, so it wouldn't be shocked if I'm off. About the mustard and watermelon combination. Uh,
Yeah.
I have seen that video because I do watch Emmy. She does some outlandish stuff sometimes. And most of it, I'm sitting there going, why would you eat that? A lot of times she does post stuff that is really good, and I would love to try. But mostly because she does the outlandish stuff. So I
Yeah.
did the video with the mustard and the watermelon, and then I seen you post it, and I thought that does not interest me whatsoever when I watched the YouTube video of her doing it. And then when I seen you post it, I thought, you know what? I might have to try that because that could be curious. If nothing else, it would make a good post, possibly YouTube video.
And Darren posted it as well that he tried it today, and he used what kind of mustard was he? Whole grain?
Whole grain.
Yeah. And he seemed to enjoy it.
Well, he ate like 2 pieces or something of it. I mean, I that's where I was going with this was then I seen that post where Darren done it, and he used the whole grain, and he said it's not bad. Well, what I'm thinking is, I don't know if this will, I'll get to do this before this goes up. So you may have already seen it. You might know it's coming. Not sure yet. Anyway, I thought about doing that with the gauntlet. I got some. Now, don't hold me to this. I'm not sure if I got some whole grain in there or not. I know there's a couple different mustards in the fridge, and I know there's a French's, and I know there's a really good honey mustard. So I'm thinking about doing a gauntlet of different mustards with the watermelon. I don't know if Darren's brave enough to do it, so am I.
There you go. Can't
So
wait to hear the results of that.
Yeah, that's either going to go horribly wrong. I'm just trying to decide if I want to do it strictly as a written post or if I want to film myself like Darren did, eating it and then posting it on the YouTube channel here. Of course, I'll do a FoodTribe, post, but I probably won't go into depth. I'll make people watch it. I haven't decided that. FoodTribe, if it isn't up by the time you guys watch this, let me know what you want. I'll leave it at that. So, but if you already see it posted before this video hits, I made a decision. So anyway. So did you come up with anything?
Not really, but I did want to bring up I am kind of trying to reorganize my YouTube for those that do know I have a YouTube. And I'm probably actually going to do a more of an introduction video here soon. And I know we just got done eating some of that spicy ramen, but I'm just going to go ahead and toss that in as well and have it at the same time while I'm doing it. So at least there's food involved along with it. But
that was a fun challenge.
Huh?
That was a fun challenge.
Yeah, it was. So I'll probably be doing that and then just explain what all is going to be on my YouTube here soon.
Fantastic.
It's turned into all kinds of stuff.
I get that. First of all, I didn't plan on being on YouTube, so yeah, much less some of the others. And it can snowball rather quickly. There's some stuff that I'm not changing anything, y'all, just to be fair, but I'm going to be adding some things that I didn't really figure I'd be into. So I do feel you. Do you have any idea what you're going to change name to? Any ideas or?
Not quite yet. I'm still kind of trying to work out, just kind of like a little of everything type deal. I want to incorporate that instead of the Jane's Homemade Goodness because, well, now it's going to turn into truck stuff and like gadgets and there's places to stay and roads. And so it's just all kinds of stuff. I just got to try to figure out how to incorporate.
So your DriveTribe is going to bleed into it as well, then, is what you're saying?
Yes. It already has.
Ah, well, fantastic. So, I get that. Things kind of, like I said, snowball, and then you think, well, this is what I originally intended, and yeah, I understand. Well, we'll be looking forward to that, see the excitement you put on there. What all kind of stuff you get into and what kind of new and not so cooked up stuff is. So that'll be exciting to watch. If y'all don't know, your title is still Jane's Homemade Goodness on YouTube right now?
Yes, and my link's in, of course, my profile. So
okay. I will also make sure to try to post her link in this video, as I usually always do. I try to put YouTube channels, DriveTribe, FoodTribe, so anybody that appears on here, me, Jane, anybody that comes on, I usually try to give all their links in the description below. So if you don't remember, bring up the video, should be in the description. Go check them out. Even if the name changes, I do believe it'll still link you over regardless, so don't worry about it. Should still be.
I think it should still be exact same link. It's just literally changing the name, so.
Right. I'm still trying to figure out this whole YouTube business. I thought DriveTribe and FoodTribe was something. This stuff is complicated. Oh, well. But my boy Ramon is helping me out. He's already trying to work on graphics and stuff for me. Shout out to you.
Oh.
So, yeah, there again, love of FoodTribe. I brought up, he has been showing me, I don't know if you notice or not. I know on Discord, he posts them, so at least I know you see him on there. His little animations he's getting into, these computer graphic animations, he is amazingly good at it. And I told him the other day, because I was trying to figure out things on my channel, on my YouTube channel, on how to do things. I literally have no idea what I'm doing, y'all. I'm telling you, when I say it, I'm not playing. I'm learning this as I go. That's why when I said in my very first announcement video that I wanted to do this, it will be an adventure because learn as I go. Anyway, he had posted one of his newest, well, there again, behind the scenes, he was showing me what he was working on. I believe it's already out on YouTube now. And I was like, dude, you are so good at that. He done such an amazing job. And he wasn't even done yet. And he was telling me everything he'd done and what he had left to do, as he usually does. And I made the running, well, it started out as a joke. I said, you're going to be making full-blown video games before long. And he said, no, I ain't into that. Oh, yeah, we'll wait and see. Anyway, I also told him, I said, well, I have no idea what I'm doing graphics-wise and all this on YouTube, because you got to make stuff for this. For those of you who don't know, there's a lot of areas where you can make your own intros, outros, what they call tags or cards. I have no idea how to do any of that. And I made the joke to him about maybe I ought to hire you. I say hire, not that I'm paying him, because I don't have it anyway. Have him make me some stuff for it. And him being such the nice guy that he is, he's immediately like, what do you want done? And we had a quick discussion about the intros, outros, and thumbnail cards, different things that comes with it. And he was like, well, I got a lot of stuff going on. If you give me a couple weeks, let me finish up some of my projects that are running on my computer, I might be able to throw you something together really quick. And my boy Ramon comes through. It was that afternoon. He was sending me stuff going, what do you think? I was like, I thought you said it'd be a couple weeks. I told you I wasn't in no hurry. But that's the kind of love we talk about, y'all. And that true, well, short of friendship kind of thing. I mean, I told him I wasn't in no hurry. I didn't even know what I was wanting. I didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea. So a few weeks from now would be fantastic. And, he even asked me what my ideas were for it. I said, I have no idea whatsoever, because I don't know, how I want to graph out my channel to represent things, because much like what you just brought up, is a lot of it is you don't know where your channel's going. I kind of know what I want to do, but I am positive that in a few months it's going to keep snowballing, and I want it to represent what I plan on doing, not just right now, but future plans. So you always have to look down the road when you're doing these things, and not just right now. And so I thought, hey, take your time. I don't know what I'm doing. And literally just that afternoon, he was sending me things going, what do you think? Yeah, just threw it together really quick. And I'm like, wow, and, it looks so great. FoodTribe, as I always say, stay wonderful, y'all, because you all are. It's not just any one person or any couple people. It's everybody. It's in everybody. And that's what makes that community great. And so happy to be a part of it. So, well, one more time. You got anything else?
No, I think I'm good. Make sure y'all try something new.
100%. 100%. All right, we'll get out of here. This is probably going to be a short podcast for y'all. What do you know? Podcast, it isn't a two-parter for once. Just a simple one-parter, kind of short, kind of nice. So, hope y'all enjoy it. As always, FoodTribe, stay wonderful, stay positive, stay safe out there, and remember, I love y'all. Bye.